There's a duck on this cover. I'm not seeing things, right? Like, please tell me if I'm going crazy.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the new Deacon record, Mystic Familiar. This is the fifth and counting studio album from the Baltimore electronic psychedelic artist Deacon. I'll cut right to the chase. This record sounds like a journey into the solar system. If you were a big fan of the Flaming Lips record last year as much as I was, this might be for you. Now, not in the same way that there are spoken word passages throughout, but Mystic Familiar just has a lot of well-crafted songs with great melodies, and even with some more instrumentally leaning tracks that know how to keep you engaged without having any kind of lyrics or vocals. Another reason why I didn't want to waste my time with too much context going into this review, I just wanted to really talk about the first song on this album because it is something else. It is fantastic. Become a Mountain is the name of that one, and it's the keyboards that are just so gorgeous on here. If you are a pianist or just someone who likes to hear piano or keyboards for that matter, be prepared to be dazzled and amazed. Become a Mountain never fails to captivate me. No matter how many times I listen to a song, the track hits emotional peaks while pairing that with instrumental talent. Seriously, if this song is not one of the most breathtaking intros that we get this year, I don't know what will be. Now, keeping the interest high is something many artists have a hard time pulling off, especially with an interlude as a second track on an album, but Deacon, he did exactly that with a heavenly synth-filled song entitled Hypnagogic. This will be sure to keep your attention. Not only is it a smooth and continuous transition into the subsequent track, but it is like the soundtrack of something awakening or emerging into new life. Ironic because the song is called Hypnagogic. Either way, as if the first track wasn't already euphoric enough, we have Hypnagogic to go along with it. And completing the trio of phenomenal cuts to open Mystic Familiar, we have the thrilling and anthemic Sat by a Tree, a song that many Coldplay fans are sure to enjoy for its sprawling atmosphere and touches of strings. Now, obviously separating Deacon from Coldplay, which not much else on this record sounds anything quite like them, we have the more obvious Flaming Lips influence coming through on a 4-part saga in the middle of this album entitled Arp. And for some people, this 4-part movement might turn them away, having the obvious junction playing more into the eccentricities of the electronic genre. Because yeah, we go from the soft comfort of like a Wayne Coyne vocal delivery type to the intergalactic phasers and transmitters that you would expect to hear in like a deep space mission on a sci-fi themed show. Honestly, my only issue with the saga is the first couple tracks just wearing that Flaming Lips influence on the sleeves a little too much. Other than that, the excursion is very welcome and just very beautiful on the ears. Everything from the drums to the chimes bleed through the mix so crisply. And then we have the rest of the album, which is an absolute delight. Weeping Birch kicks off the final leg as an instrumental with a classical vibe to it. The strings are majestic, they exchange ethereal qualities and tones, and they have these incredible melodic ideas playing off of the synthesizers and keyboards. Add the staggered and triplet rhythm accents on the ride cymbal, and it makes this track sublime, really. It's like as if Coldplay turned Fix You into an electronic opus of the future. Yet it all sounds familiar and remains tried and true to the blueprint of the opening track on this record, Become a Mountain. Now, if Deacon wanted to continue the sleep-inducing themes of Hypnagogic, he did that on the track Fell into the Ocean. We have these call and response vocals resonating out into the ether. It might be a little grating for some, but hey, I dig the track either way. And then in come the final tracks, My Friend and Bumblebee Crown King, the former of which has a melody that will take some time to grow for sure, and it makes use of the higher amounts of treble on the bass. And I guess that's where the other main critique of this record might arise. For a good portion of Mystic Familiar, the production is polished, the instrumentation foundation is wiped clean of any smudges or imperfections. Sometimes the greatest strength can also be its greatest weakness. I don't know, if you're not a fan of the gloss and glitter, then this album might be harder to swallow. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Also, the drums at some points can sound weightless, almost like they're missing some punch behind them. As a drummer myself, I do appreciate that they didn't come off as really mechanical, like the heavily produced break beats or house instrumentals that have been kind of plaguing the mainstream. I just see this as another potential aspect of the album that some people might disagree on. For me, I enjoy it, but for you, I don't know. Additionally, some of the vocals might take some getting used to. I guess I'm saying like most of this album will be an acquired taste, especially for the drawn out instrumental sections, but hey, this is a lot more entrancing and a lot more cohesive compared to like something the 1975 put out earlier this year with their record. So yeah, that was just a mess in the greatest sense of the word. With all that being said, for Dan Deacon's Mystic Familiar, I am feeling a strong 8 out of 10 on it. It gets a solid recommendation from me, and it will be one of my favorite records of this year. Hence why I am reviewing it so many months after it came out. Anyways, make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of this music. Agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.